Hello fragrance community, I'm really excited to share with you this video about advice and rules on how to use fragrances in a professional environment and business related interactions with other people. If you want to see the unboxings and the first impressions on some of the fragrances that I will use as material for this video, please check out my previous video. I wanted to include it all in a single video, but since the unboxings and first impressions took a long time, I decided to split the video into separate ones so that your attention will be focused on the way you can use the fragrances as a businessman or entrepreneur. There are lots of fragrances you can choose from. For the purpose of this particular video, I've chosen what you see here in front of the camera. These are all affordable fragrances. No need to spend thousands of dollars for this. I will do the presentation in easy to understand terms so that the video can help anyone understand the importance of following some rules while using fragrances in a professional and business type environment. Business practices may be different from one country to another, from one continent to another, depending on cultural and society's perspective, but I will present an universal way of making the fragrances work for you. First of all, take into consideration that professional environment and business perspective mean interacting with other people. Depending on what type of work environment you are in, you can adapt to my following rules in the way that fragrances and scents can help create the perfect workspace environment, balance and mood. Ensuring a positive office or workspace environment is the key to achieve efficiency in every work scenario. Also, we need to mention that happy people can work harder and can be more productive. There are lots of other factors that are also involved in what I just said, but my main focus is the scent or the fragrance. It has already been proven that certain essences can help a lot for specific improvements. For example, citrus fruits have energizing and uplifting effects. Black currant can boost level of friendliness and kindness. Sandalwood scent has been used since ancient times for Zen meditation. Lavender can relieve nervous tension and depression. Peppermint can help concentrate. The list can go on forever. My advice though to you is to avoid animalistic odor scents and hardcore gourmand nuances in fragrances when you are at your office and work with other people around you. Smell is the strongest of the human senses and is best able to influence brain activity, so make it pleasant to anyone and everyone. Now, all that being said, I'm gonna go straight for the 5 simple major rules that I follow, and I advise anyone to use them in order to be successful in a business type scenario. Rule number 1 is a pretty straightforward type of rule and simply says that don't ever count on a fragrance to do the job for you. Okay? As simple as that. There are a lot of factors that will contribute to you being successful in business. The factors like attitude, professional experience, impeccable looks, smile. There's a very important aspect here, that is that a true professional always counts on himself and his knowledge, his confidence, his business skills, his ability to conversate in order to become successful. So the main attraction when meeting different other business owners is always yourself, not your fragrance. Okay? This is a very important rule, and it would be best you follow it by the book. I'm gonna change the position of the fragrances so we don't look at the same picture. So the main attraction when meeting with other business owners has to be at all times your own persona, not your fragrance. This really takes us to the second major rule, and that is don't ever over apply. I myself use only one spray because I like to refresh whenever I want to, or change the fragrance whenever I need to. Always keep small decants. I'm gonna do a future video tutorial on how to do that. Don't ever forget that you are in a professional environment, which means customers, business owners, contract signings. So you are not there for clubbing. Always be very subtle, be very discreet with the fragrance that you use. I find it always better to get whiffs of your scent rather than smelling you from across the room. It is not a pleasant thing when it comes to business relationships to be smelled before you even enter the room or before you get close to your attendees. So, subtlety, discretion, finesse is the name of the game. We're gonna go to rule number 3, that is don't be predictable. Always use different fragrances for different type of scenarios. Rotation in your routine is always very important. For example, there are two types of sales: active sale and passive sale. So active sale happens when you go to your business customers or future business partners to sign contracts or establish new ways of collaborations with them. This, in my opinion, will require you a certain type of fragrance to go along with your dynamic personality. In these situations, I always go for fresh scents. I don't like, while being proactive and going to my future customers and business partners, smelling like a cookie, for example. So for this type of situation, I always use fresh fragrances. The reason why it's better to use fresh fragrances for these situations is for your counterpart to get that active overall vibe. There's a very subtle aspect that works in your favor in their subconscious. With the right attitude in active scenarios, the fresh fragrance will consolidate your image even if your customers that you go visit don't actually pay attention to it, but their olfactive system feel your smell and the subconscious gets it by painting in their mind the active image. The second type of sale is passive sale. This means that you will wait for your customers to come to you following a phone call you took a while ago to establish a meeting at your business headquarters, or coming to you after seeing advertising for something they need from what you have to offer. In this type of scenario, I use fragrances that help the, I would say, layback or relaxed, but in business there is no such thing, that actually help and go well with a calm state of spirit for this I can always use Gucci Pour Homme 2 or Chrome Azzaro. But to me and my opinion, this type of sale, I'm talking about passive sale and passive marketing, is best you avoid it, because the true successful businessman is always active. The success will always belong to the ones that go get it and not wait for it. So there's an old saying about this: get off your ass if you plan to be rich. The curious thing is that a lot of people kind of use the passive sale, but they won't get far in their career. Only a few really good people can handle active sale in the true meaning of the word. These are all the ones that are really skilled and in the art of business, that know how to connect with people and establish long-term business relationships with whatever customer they target. They are the ones that search and find business opportunities as opposed to them coming to contact you. I'm not gonna go further for this subject, because I'm trying to keep the focus on the fragrances and not on teaching successful business classes. There would be too much to talk about this specific aspect. So I advise you to use fragrances that I mentioned: Chrome, Azzaro, and Gucci Pour Homme 2. Not waiting for your customers to come to you, but rather the scenarios when you have paperwork to do or fill in reports while sitting at your desk, reading statistics, things like these. Between active marketing and passive marketing, or active sales and passive sales, there's a certain midway scenario that involves the formal events that take place every once in a while with you and your partners, for example at restaurants, or that are specifically taking place for entrepreneur meetings that are being held with wealthy business owners that gather existing customers or prospected future partners, and this could involve restaurants, yachts, private clubs, larger ballrooms where there are valets that welcome you with cocktails, and there are dinner tables for every guest, and so on. For this type of formal events, you can always go for something discreet, like the Men in Black by Bulgari, or Ferragamo F Black by Ferragamo, or CH Men Privé by Carolina Herrera. So especially where some of the guests are women, and there will always be business women around, these three fragrances work like magic. The manliness, the confidence and sexiness they spread out, combined with your attitude, your physical presence and your physical aspect, really make you irresistible and attractive in the business way. Don't forget that every business starts at a human level. In this type of situations can start new collaborations and new business opportunities. So this last phrase is going to take us to rule number 4. Since we talked about the fact that every business starts at a human level and is always done by humans, rule number 4 says that you must always be at the same level of your business partner or entrepreneur counterpart. This is the actual way to sign deals and fulfill your goal by obtaining the desired target or objective. If you are on a higher level than your partners, you need to come down to the same level of the business of your partner. You can achieve the bigger goal by signing a lot of smaller deals that together combined stack the actual big buck, and vice versa. If you are on a lower level than the partner you want to collaborate with, do everything and use every skill you have to get higher and closer to the business you set your mind to be a part of. This sets the stage for rule number 5. If you want to be a true professional, an established businessman and a powerful entrepreneur, you must be able to handle business and mean business. In today's global economical conditions and today's level of high competition that's actual out there in the market, you gotta have it all in you. This kind of brings us full circle. Rule number 1 said that you shouldn't count on a fragrance to do the job for you. And rule number 5 says that if you want to be a true professional and powerful entrepreneur, you gotta mean business. So what other better way to introduce none other than Dаю Вам per Om. I'm gonna make way for it. This, in my opinion, deserves the first spot. So, if you are an already established entrepreneur, this right here is just for you. This makes you smell like Rico. You can actually smell the money. So another important factor is that trust comes with age, and in general trust is perceived as something that comes with time. So you must have a mature aura to be trusted and make the people around you trust you. So this one is a mature scent, is just for that type of CEO meeting or global corporate customers or partners that you have. Just fits the bill perfectly. So before I bring this one to a close, I'm just gonna say that, and I'm only talking about my personal opinion, the only way that I wouldn't like this one is me not being able to handle more than 1 million. And I'm not talking about Paco Rabanne's 1 million, no pun intended. I'm just talking about hard cold cash. I truly hope that my advice will help a lot of you guys. Always remember that you need to adapt to whatever type of workplace you're in. I'm really interested to hear your opinion about my advice, and if it really helps you, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye.